Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE 2k15 Universe Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz, and we are here with this week's Monday Night Raw, 3 weeks away from the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. And I tell you what, last week's episode of Raw and SmackDown even was off the chain. Crazy, just crazy episodes. We are on the road to WrestleMania, and things have already heated up, and this is going to be a big episode of Raw as well as we get ready to prepare for the Elimination Chamber matchup. So, last week we had Cesaro and Kid versus The New Day. We're going to do it again. This week it's a rematch of main event. Bad News Barrett will be going one-on-one with Sami Zayn. Bad News Barrett, the newest member to Monday Night Raw. Mark Henry and Kane in action, coming up against the Ascension. Find out who's going to be the next tag team contenders if it's not going to be the Ascension getting their rematch. Paige and Emma one-on-one. And as we promised last week, Dolph Ziggler will go one-on-one with Neville. Sami Zayn will join Neville this week, and it'll be for the United States Championship. And Sheamus is going to go one-on-one with Daniel Bryan, with the winner earning a spot in the Elimination Chamber matchup. So the second Elimination Chamber qualifier, that is going to be a big one as well. So the first matchup, this time is the New Day picking up the win. So one apiece between those two teams at the moment. That's very interesting. As we get ready for our next one, it's going to be Bad News Barrett picking up a win over Zayn. I think Bad News Barrett had to be the favorite to be the next contender for Ziggler's title. The Ascension knock off Henry and Kane, so they're still staking their claim for a title rematch. Paige defeats the Divas champion Emma as well, as we get ready for our United States Championship matchup right now. Dolph Ziggler coming up against Neville, and it was last week when Neville won a fatal four-way match to earn the right to be in this matchup against Dolph Ziggler. These men have already faced before. It was a few weeks ago on Monday Night Raw, where it was an open challenge for the United States Championship. I believe it was the first one that Dolph Ziggler did. One of two, I believe he did. So Neville accepted the challenge, and unfortunately for Neville, he didn't get it done that night. But Neville's persevered, he stayed in the game, and here he is right now coming up against Ziggler one more time for the US Championship. So a big challenge for Dolph Ziggler tonight, who Dolph Ziggler, I would have to say right now, I think you could put him down as the greatest United States champion here in Universe Mode. I think it's official. He has won and retained his championship. How many times has he dominated everybody here in the division? Dolph Ziggler has beaten so many guys as Sami Zayn gives Neville a bit of confidence, a big high five before his big matchup. And we get underway right now. It's Neville and Ziggler. Here we go, folks. So Zayn, of course, had a matchup against Dolph Ziggler for the US Championship at the Royal Rumble. Was unsuccessful. Now it's his buddy Neville trying to do the same. I tell you what, this has just been a hell of a run for Ziggler. He's been champion since SummerSlam. He's had a good 5-month reign. If he lasts all the way to WrestleMania, he will be definitely, I think he will be the longest reigning champion. And Ziggler, I think he's already right now the best, because you can consider how many times he's retained and had to defend his championship. I think it's more times than the likes of Big E, who I believe was the previous, who currently is still the record holder for longest reigning champion, but not for long. But I think after the Elimination Chamber, Dolph Ziggler does equal that record. So that'll be very interesting to see if Ziggler can hang on and become the longest reigning champion. So Ziggler, he's done it all. He really has proven to me that he is ready for the big time. And a lot of you guys were hoping that Ziggler was going to win the Royal Rumble match and kind of elevate himself to the top of the show. Many believe Dolph Ziggler should be the Elimination Chamber matchup and earn the right for an opportunity at the WWE Championship. And I think Ziggler, I think he definitely could be a future WWE Champion here on Universe Mode. He's done the hard yards. He struggled for a long time there, and now he's reviving his career. Another elbow drop now to the chest of Neville. He's done the hard yards, like I said, and now he's revived his career, and he's turning into just, I don't know, he's just unstoppable. You look at all the guys he's beaten. He's beaten everybody there is to beat. Seth Rollins, our current WWE Champion, and he's the man that everybody believes will never lose that title. Dolph Ziggler beat him for the championship back at SummerSlam. That's how good Dolph Ziggler is. He's beaten Roman Reigns, beaten Daniel Bryan. He just beat Sami Zayn. Dolph Ziggler's the man right now. He's going to be very difficult to beat. But Neville, he's one of the guys who's up and coming here on Raw. And that's what the beauty of Monday Night Raw, I think, is right now. There's so many guys who are up and coming, have such a huge future ahead of them. I think it's very exciting indeed. My personal opinion, as the famous down goes Neville. Ziggler quickly able to strike there and take down Neville and continue the advantage he's been given. So I personally just believe that Ziggler is just in the form of his life, and if he can continue this form on, perhaps he could be the man to defeat Seth Rollins for that WWE Championship. I mean, wouldn't it be fitting? Dolph Ziggler, the only man to have really beaten Seth Rollins in a high-profile match in such a long, long time. Dolph Ziggler comes along, the US Champion versus the WWE Champion, and the US Champion knocks off the WWE Champion. Ziggler becomes a superstar, holds 2 championship belts, and becomes the absolute man here on Monday Night Raw. It is definitely possible. And of course, I mean, Ziggler's plans and hopes and dreams could be all spoiled, I suppose, depending on what Dean Ambrose does. We're going to find out in the coming weeks what exactly Dean Ambrose is going to do. Will he go after Seth Rollins or will he go after CM Punk? But at the moment, I mean, Ziggler will be definitely thinking about that Elimination Chamber matchup and wanting to be a part of it for an opportunity either at the WWE Championship, at the Chamber, or an opportunity to become the #1 contender for WrestleMania. As a standing moonsault there by Neville taking down Dolph Ziggler. And Ziggler now, thought he was going to be in trouble with a neck breaker by Neville. And Neville using his speed and quickness there to evade Dolph Ziggler right there. Nice move there by Neville as he's going to try and set Ziggler up for something interesting here. Oh, Ziggler. Jeez, that was a very different move there from Neville. I don't know how to really explain that one, but it was something unique and different from Neville. Tried to follow it up with a big kick to the side of the head. Not going to happen as Ziggler able to stay in it and went for the cover instead. Not able to get up and win this matchup. So right now, you'd have to probably say Bad News Barrett is the man. Oh, wait a minute. Shoulders down. Ziggler in huge trouble. And he kicks out at 2.5. Neville almost had him done there. Would have been the upset of the year here in Universe Mode. Such a huge win for Neville it would have been. And now, going to try for it again. This time, he's looking towards the other way. Now Ziggler counters. Shoulders down. Neville in trouble. 2, 3. No. Jeez. Neville just kicking out in the nick of time. Both Ziggler and Neville showing us what they can do in this technical special matchup here. And both men just have all the moves in the arsenal right now. Sami Zayn cheering on. Pretty happy with Neville's performance so far. And I just have to wonder though, what's the situation with Neville and Zayn? I know they're both friends, the best of friends, former tag team partners. I suppose they still are in a way. But they have to be kind of jealous of one another right now as Neville's in trouble. Ziggler's going to... Not quite yet. 2.5. Is Sami Zayn getting jealous of Neville? Is Neville getting jealous of Sami Zayn? I mean, both guys are wanting the same prize as now. Shoulders down again, not going to happen. Will this rivalry blow over? We've seen the same thing happen with Sheamus and Rob Van Dam, where it was Sheamus who couldn't handle the pressure that Rob Van Dam was putting on Sheamus. Sheamus just had to explode, and he took out Rob Van Dam. We all know how that turned out. Sheamus beat the hell out of RVD, and now Ziggler with the zigzag! That might be it! No! Neville had a hand on the ropes or underneath the ropes, and the referee had to force the break. Neville just saving himself in this match. The zigzag almost putting Neville away. But Neville still in this match, but barely. And just to finish that up, we saw Sheamus implode and take out take out RVD. Perhaps Neville and Zayn might end up in the same situation, and certainly if Neville does beat Ziggler right now with a huge move, but Ziggler this time himself using the ropes to his advantage and escaping a possible pinning predicament. And now Neville trying to continue the assault here on Ziggler. And this is the way you got to do it, Neville. He has to just continue going. 100% full force. Use the quickness, use the speed. And to try and keep the veteran of Dolph Ziggler down. And, you know, Dolph Ziggler's won so many high-profile matches. I'm sure he's prepared for the likes of Neville, but he almost gets him there. And now Ziggler's going to counter and go back himself with the bridge. Now Neville countering of his own. He might try for the backslide. Here we go. Shoulders down. Kicks out at 1. Jeez, back and forth between these two men. They're just trying to do everything. Whatever they can do to keep their opponent down for the 3 count. Not going to happen quite yet, though. Now Neville, here we go. Rolls him up. Not going to happen. And Ziggler coming after Neville again. So these two men just showing us what they can do right now. Incredible match between the two right now. Ziggler's been the most dominant champion Neville's trying to make a name for himself, and what a win it would be. He would solidify himself as one of the future prospects here on Monday Night Raw, one of the future stars here on Raw if he could beat Dolph Ziggler. That's how big of a win this is. Ziggler's been the absolute man. He's the #1 man on the power rankings. And now Ziggler trying to continue it, trying to keep the assault here on Neville and prepare to put Neville away. Neville on his back right now. It doesn't seem as though he's getting up anytime soon. Ziggler realizes that. Instead, he's going to try and continue the assault by stopping him down and hits a pinpoint drop kick to perfection. And now Neville trying to do whatever he can. Oh, head scissors there. And you can see both men have not missed a beat. They're just really just trying everything they can right now. Throwing everything but the kitchen sink at one another. Ziggler thought he probably had the match won earlier. But the rope break costing him the match, I suppose. And perhaps an error there from Dolph Ziggler. An error like that could cost you your championship. And Neville's trying to take advantage. Takes him down with a DDT. What a move! Thought he was going to set up for the head scissors. Instead went for the DDT instead. And now the armbar. Now the armbar. This is it. Ziggler could tap. We're going to have a new United States champion right now. Neville with the armbar. But lets it go. You can see Ziggler feeling the effects right now. Try to take advantage quickly. But Neville straight away hits back. And this time he hits the head scissors. I thought the armbar was going to be enough. After these two men have been battling each other away. Now this is it. Ziggler kicks out. Neville still has to continue the assault. Needs to try and send him up for that red arrow. Has to hit his big move here. But the problem is keeping Ziggler on his back for long enough to climb up to the ropes and hit it. Ziggler now with a DDT. 2 count. That's the problem for Neville, because Ziggler is a guy that does not stay down for long. He will always keep getting back up no matter what you throw at him. And that's the problem for Neville. It's the problem for a high flyer like Neville to utilize those big wrist maneuvers. He's going to have to try and keep his opponent grounded. And that's what Neville's been setting up for. He's been trying to keep Ziggler down, but Ziggler just keeps on getting back up. And now DDT. And DDT by Ziggler. Vintage Ziggler. Could be it. The cover. 1, 2. And Neville's still in it. But for how much longer? You just get the feeling Ziggler's broken away a little bit here. And now he's in control. Neville has to try and do something drastically here. And this could be it. That could be the move he needs. Here we go. Kick out. Neville's still in this one. But for how much longer, though? He's still trying. He's trying. Oh! Takes down Ziggler. Ziggler landing badly on the back of his neck. And now the cover again. Make sure he can't get to the ropes. Ziggler has to kick out. And he's good enough to do it. At 2. Ziggler and Neville battling each other now. Neville's trying to get himself back in it. He almost has done it, but a suplex will create a little bit of separation right now for Ziggler. And now Neville might be in some trouble. Ziggler is thinking about it. Is he going to go for the zigzag? Turns him around. Zigzag! Zigzag by the United States champion. 1, 2, 3. Ziggler walks away again. As still the United States champion. Ziggler has done it again. No matter what Neville threw at him tonight was just not enough. Ziggler good enough. Hit the zigzag earlier on. Wasn't enough, but the second time round, it was certainly enough. Right in the middle of the ring. No rope break to break it up this time. The 3 count. Dolph Ziggler survives once again. He's still our United States champion, but you get the feeling Bad News Barrett is the next man coming after that title. And we know there's some other guys thinking about it as well. What a big victory there for Dolph Ziggler. And I tell you what, at the Elimination Chamber, Dolph Ziggler, if he can retain there as well, he will become the longest reigning champion in the history of Universe Mode for the United States Championship. And it's well deserved. Dolph Ziggler red hot right now, and he just keeps on going. Ziggler still United States champion. Alright, it's time for our big main event now. And here comes the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus. And Sheamus didn't exactly have a great night at the Royal Rumble, losing to Roman Reigns and unable to get it done in the Rumble match itself. He was the final man in the Rumble alongside Dean Ambrose before Sheamus was knocked out and losing the match. So one of the final 2. So that was that's a big milestone in itself. But you know Sheamus would have wanted to walked away as the Rumble winner. But Sheamus got the exposure I think he needed. and has a huge opportunity here tonight to move on from that and continue his momentum. And Daniel Bryan now coming out. He also had a pretty rough night. Had a matchup against Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship, losing effort to Seth. Now tonight faces Sheamus for one more shot before WrestleMania to perhaps become the next WWE Champion. Sheamus and Daniel Bryan one-on-one tonight will take the second spot in the Elimination Chamber matchup, joining Triple H, who qualified last week. Couple more qualifying matches to go. Obviously, 6 men will be in the matchup. We'll have to find out what exactly Dean Ambrose is going to do. But other than that, we have a few more coming up. So next week, we'll probably have maybe 1, maybe 2 Elimination Chamber qualifying matchups. I know we're going to do some more qualifying matchups on SmackDown as well. So that's kind of the plan right now. And right now, it's Daniel Bryan with a huge side suplex taking down Sheamus. So at the moment, Daniel Bryan in control, but you have to wonder, but both these two men, they need this opportunity. The Elimination Chamber is going to give 5 guys, perhaps 6 guys, the chance of a lifetime to main event WrestleMania. This is a huge shot. I mean, Daniel Bryan, it took him 18 months to get that one-on-one opportunity, and Bryan missed out. Now he just wants anything. I'm sure he'll be happy with any title match. So he needs to win this match, and Sheamus, his singles career, I mean, Sheamus hasn't had an opportunity for the WWE Championship, I don't believe, ever here on Universe Mode. As far as I can recall, I don't think Sheamus has ever had a one-on-one chance or any type of matchup for the WWE Championship. He's a former World Heavyweight Champion, mind you. He won the championship quite some time ago, about 18 months ago himself. So Sheamus knows how to win a world title, but it's been a long time between drinks. And Sheamus has been a tag team guy for a long time. And it's only been the last 3 or 4 months where Sheamus has really stepped up and become a singles guy and potentially a big singles threat for the WWE Championship. And of course, the Royal Rumble he showed what exactly he could do. Not in the first match, in the second match. The first match against Roman Reigns, not exactly great from Sheamus. I think he can do a lot better than that. But when he turned it around in such a quick amount of time, you know, I got to give credit to Sheamus. You know, you lose a match early on, it's hard to regain your composure and come out later on for your second matchup, especially being the Royal Rumble match itself. Regain your composure and almost win the damn thing. So that's pretty impressive from Sheamus, I have to admit there. He's done pretty well, but he's taken this new side to himself, this new aggressive side to himself, and you know, just doesn't care about what anyone thinks of him anymore. Doesn't care about the fans. All he wants to do is become the man. All he wants to do is become a champion, and that's fair enough. You know, he's going to try and take out anybody that gets in his way, and Daniel Bryan currently is definitely in his way right now, and he's going to try and pick him up for something big. Powerbomb! Taking down Daniel Bryan. So Bryan in a little bit of trouble early on here by Sheamus. Bryan now trying to do whatever it takes to get himself back in with a quick suplex of his own. Hits back, fires back, now back in it. So the winner of this one will go to the Chamber match, and what awaits them is probably 6 of Raw's best, and the Chamber is going to be a huge task for anybody in that matchup. I mean, if Daniel Bryan qualifies, you know, we know he's in a lot. Oh, nice springboard crossbody there, taking down Sheamus. We know whoever's in that Chamber match is in for the fight of their life. It's a dangerous match, but we know that the likes of Triple H will be in there. You know, big chance Roman Reigns might be in there. Ryback, will he be able to still qualify? You know, we might see somebody else come back and force their way in. Dolph Ziggler, we saw him earlier on. You know, he's a guy I think could probably be in it. So there's some tough competition here on Monday Night Raw that could be a part of that Chamber match. And I personally believe it's going to be a hell of a contest, as Sheamus beating the hell out of Daniel Bryan now. Destroying the chest of Bryan. Oh, Bryan face first to the outside. And Sheamus is going to follow him out there. So Sheamus in control. I mean, just beating the chest of Daniel Bryan. But both men countering everything they have. And Bryan's just trying to stay and keep up with Sheamus right now. The Celtic Warrior brawling his way to the outside. That's exactly what Daniel Bryan does not want to do. Get into a brawl with the big man Sheamus, who's heading back into the ring right now. Bryan in there trying to get back to his feet. He's on his knees. trying to use the ropes to pick himself back up. So Bryan feeling the effects of his Royal Rumble matchup, following it up now with a Sheamus match. He was, of course, involved in a huge tag match last week. So Bryan's had a tough and physical number of weeks right now, and he's certainly feeling the effects as he's struggling. Now got the arm of Sheamus, but I think perhaps trying going for that yes lock, but couldn't quite get Sheamus in it there. And now Sheamus sent into the turnbuckle. Bryan, what's he got planned here? Knee to the midsection. Sheamus on his back. Bryan could go high risk here. He's going to. Bryan going to the top. Bryan's going to fly off the top rope. This could be it. Here we go. The headbutt off the top. Daniel Bryan risking it all. The cover now. 2. Sheamus still in at a 2. Bryan and Sheamus risking it all right now. Daniel Bryan doing whatever it takes. Bryan's had enough. He wants to be champion so bad. He's going to do whatever it takes. And tonight, he's going to risk his career for an opportunity at the championship. And Sheamus in control again, taking down Bryan. So just when you thought Bryan was going to perhaps put Sheamus away, he's unable to capitalize on the momentum that he built. And Sheamus is able to get himself back in it. And more than that, he's taking control again. Now Sheamus got Bryan. Oh, Sheamus sent over the top rope. Well, Daniel Bryan, pretty good move there. We thought Sheamus might be repeating something that he did a little bit earlier. Might be looking to beat the chest up a bit more. But Bryan's sending to the outside. But Bryan again unable to capitalize as Sheamus has got him up. But Sheamus, sent into the steel ring post. And now Sheamus, well, he didn't really feel the effects of that for long. And this is just Sheamus just not letting Bryan get any momentum at all. This is really good from Sheamus here. Bryan's hitting some good moves. He's doing pretty well. But Sheamus, as soon as Bryan gets some control in this match, he takes it away from him and turns it back. And the offense is back on Daniel Bryan right now. And Sheamus, his defense in this one's been pretty solid. And Bryan's had to resort to doing some running moves and doing whatever it takes to try and win this. Oh, wait a minute. Daniel Bryan perhaps going for the running knee. He's setting him up. He's in the corner. Sheamus, don't get back to your feet. Daniel Bryan's coming. But no, instead, he runs straight past Sheamus. And now, heading up to the top rope. But Sheamus, you can see, he's still dazzled and dazed. Doesn't know where the hell he is. Oh, maybe he was baiting Daniel Bryan. Sheamus was able to avoid a running knee there. And Bryan wanted Sheamus to turn around and hit a move off the top. But Sheamus was not moving at all. He didn't know where the hell he was. And Bryan was not able to capitalize, but now Sheamus is down. Big chance now for Bryan. This should be it. This is the moment. Bryan has the opportunity to put Sheamus away. Is that it? Is that going to be enough to keep Sheamus down as Bryan is setting him up again? But no, Sheamus back to his feet before Bryan could really get in the corner and capitalize. And now Sheamus again. Picks Bryan up. No, Bryan with the counter, setting Sheamus down. Well, we thought Bryan was not able to capitalize on the momentum that he's built, but he's doing it right now. He's doing everything he should be doing as another neck breaker, sending down Sheamus. Bryan's going to do it. Bryan is going to the Elimination Chamber. No, not quite yet. But I'll tell you what, Bryan, in this last couple of minutes, has been very, very good, and he's still countering there on Sheamus. Nothing that Sheamus is throwing at Bryan is working. Bryan is countering everything. And oh, geez, what a shot. Double. Both his hands clinched together and just drilling Daniel Bryan right into the face, launching himself at Bryan. And now Bryan down. And that might be... Oh! Bryan, no! Enziguri. Now, here we go again. Is that enough to win the match and go to the chamber? Not yet. Not yet, it's not. Bryan and Sheamus still competing. Bryan and Sheamus still going at it. Bryan wanted that running knee earlier on. He didn't connect. Is that going to cost Bryan the match? If Bryan had connected with the running knee then, that could have been the end. That could have been Daniel Bryan qualifying for the chamber. And Sheamus suplexed again to the outside. And Bryan putting the arm over the chest of Sheamus, trying to get the pitting predicament there to go his way. Not going to happen though. Sheamus can't get back to his feet. He's feeling the effects of this one now. And Bryan again. Sheamus trying to take down Bryan. Bryan with the counter one more time. Sheamus is struggling. Sheamus is doing whatever it takes to stay in it. Bryan against the ropes. But Bryan... Oh, here we go. Shoulders down. Here we go. 2. Oh, 2.5. Bryan is red hot right now. It's what a match. I mean, at the start it was all Sheamus, and now it's all Bryan. Bryan just dominating. He's gone to a whole new level, kicking into a new gear. This new aggressive side of Bryan showing right now as a backbreaker to Sheamus. Now, surely this is going to be it. Sheamus hanging on, kicking out at 2. Bryan cannot believe it. How much more does he have to do to put Sheamus away? Against the ropes now. And Sheamus, oh, launched at the ropes. Bryan a scoop slam. And Sheamus, half his body getting sent into the ropes. Now Sheamus with the belly to belly. A big counter there. And surely now, Bryan's still in it. It's Sheamus a counter. And could that be the opening that Sheamus needs to get himself back in at the window of opportunity? Sheamus now countering what Bryan has to offer. Bryan has not been able to put Sheamus away. You thought he had the opportunity to do it. He was red hot, and now it could have cost him as Sheamus is trying to get back in it. Sheamus a kick to the midsection. He's got a hold of Bryan again. He's picked him up with a big time spine buster. Now, this could be it. Bryan still in it, but just hanging on. Bryan may have used up everything he had left in the tank after that onslaught that he delivered to Sheamus earlier on. But now he's going for it again. He bridges it, going for the cover. 2. Still in it, Sheamus. Still in it, but oh man. Bryan, I think, has made a huge mistake. I think Sheamus could come back to win this one due to Bryan's mistake. And now, wait a minute. Sheamus has him up. We've seen this many a time. The Celtic Cross. Bryan is down. Sheamus for the cover. And he's done it. Sheamus has walked away and escaped as the victor. I mean, I tell you what, Bryan had the match won, but Sheamus got back in it and he stole the match from Daniel Bryan. And here it was. This was the moment. Daniel Bryan wanted to go for the running knee. He decided to go against it. Sheamus got back to his feet too quickly, I think, and Bryan did not go for it. And ever since then, Bryan was not able to connect with anything later on. And here it was. Sheamus picking him up, tossing to the other side of the ring. Good luck kicking out of that. It's over. 3 count, and Sheamus hits back after a rumble to forget. And he picks up a huge victory and has qualified for the Elimination Chamber. And wait a minute, Sheamus to the outside, trying to walk away. Daniel Bryan's not done yet, though. Bryan is not done yet. And Bryan puts Sheamus' head against the ring post. And now, oh, Jesus, what a shot to the head of Sheamus. What is Daniel Bryan doing? His frustrations, his anger, taking it out on Sheamus after the match. Daniel Bryan has had enough of losing, and Bryan unable to qualify for the chamber. Sheamus is in it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much again for joining us for another episode of Universe Mode. If you did enjoy it, please hit the like button and subscribe for more Universe Mode episodes coming up in the near future.